There was a time when your person acted with a level of deception and sneakiness that left you confused and heartbroken. Their words, often laced with bitterness or carelessness, pierced your heart and made you question your worth. They spoke to you in ways that were unkind and, at times, cruel, ways that made you feel small, unimportant, and undeserving of love. You carried the weight of those moments, those words, for a long time. They left a scar on your heart, a bruise on your spirit. What made it worse was the way they often dismissed your emotions or made you feel like your pain didn't matter. That toxic pattern, filled with ego, pride, and emotional immaturity, took a toll on your well-being, mentally and emotionally. Now, after all that has happened, something within them has shifted. They're beginning to understand, perhaps for the first time, just how deeply they hurt you. They're waking up to the truth of their actions and seeing how their behavior created a rift between you, a rift wide enough that you were finally forced to walk away for your own peace. This realization isn't coming from anyone else pointing it out to them, it's coming from within. They've begun to reflect on everything they did, everything they said, and how it affected you. The weight of their actions is finally pressing on them, and it's heavy. They often find themselves looking at your pictures, almost obsessively, searching for some trace of what they lost. In those quiet moments of reflection, they're faced with a painful truth: they let you down. They had someone who cared deeply, someone who gave their heart freely, and they took it for granted. Letting you go, or more accurately, pushing you away through their ego and pride, was a mistake they now see all too clearly. That mistake haunts them because they know it didn't have to end this way. Despite the distance, they remain incredibly drawn to you. The attraction hasn't faded, in fact, it has intensified. Their mind often drifts to you in quiet moments, sometimes with longing, sometimes with guilt. They fantasize about being close to you again, about physical and emotional intimacy. It's not just about desire, it's about reconnecting with someone they now realize they still deeply want. There's a part of them that aches for a second chance, a part that wants to undo the damage and prove they can be different, better. They're beginning to feel an urgent need to make things right. The guilt is no longer something they can shove aside. It follows them, tugging at their conscience, urging them to take accountability. They're thinking about how they might be able to compensate for the pain they've caused, especially the emotional turmoil of the last few days, which seemed to weigh heaviest on them. But they also know that words may not be enough. They realize that they would need to show, not just say, that they've changed, that they're willing to put in the effort to rebuild trust, to heal what was broken. What they didn't expect, however, was your transformation. After everything, you reached a breaking point, but instead of staying in a cycle of pain and waiting for them to change, you chose to release it all. You stopped overthinking. You stopped chasing answers, apologies, or closure. You handed this connection over to the divine, trusting that what is meant for you will not miss you. That surrender wasn't giving up, it was a powerful declaration of self-worth. You stepped into your strength and chose yourself. That shift has shocked your person to their core. They never expected you to find that kind of emotional resilience. They were so used to you being available, giving, forgiving. They thought you'd always be there, no matter how badly they behaved. Seeing you grow, watching you evolve into someone stronger, wiser, and more emotionally balanced has forced them to confront their own shortcomings. It's as if your growth is holding up a mirror to them, and they can no longer deny who they've been or how far they still have to go. Now they're left wondering if they've lost you for good. There's a fear growing inside them, fear that you've outgrown the version of them that once hurt you, that you may no longer see them as worthy of your love or your time. They want to reach out, to explain, to apologize, but they're unsure if their words will even matter anymore. The dynamic has shifted, and now the power rests in your hands. You've found your footing again, and they're still trying to figure out how to rebuild what they broke. Whether or not they return with genuine change is yet to be seen. But one thing is certain, you've taken back your power, and in doing so, you've rewritten the ending to a story that once only brought you pain. You are no longer the person who waited in silence for them to choose you. You've chosen yourself, and that is your greatest victory. Without you, life feels incomplete. It's as though something vital is missing, a piece of me that only you can fill. Ever since the moment I first saw you, I felt something shift inside me. There was an instant connection, almost like my soul recognized yours. It wasn't just attraction, it was deeper, more profound. I didn't fully understand it then, but now I see it for what it truly was, the beginning of a love that would grow to mean everything to me. I fell for you harder and faster than I ever thought possible. I fell in love with you so deeply that it began to feel like you were a part of me. That kind of love can be beautiful, but it can also be terrifying. And somewhere along the way, my fear got the better of me. I became someone I never wanted to be, controlling, manipulative, and consumed by insecurities. Looking back, I can't begin to express how much I regret those moments. I now realize how damaging my behavior was, not just to you, but to the love we were building together. I see so clearly that trying to control things only pushed you further away, instead of bringing us closer. My heart aches with the weight of that regret. I know I hurt you with my words, with my actions, and perhaps even more with my inability to listen and be fully present. I broke your trust, something so sacred and fragile. I see now that trust isn't something to be taken for granted, it's something to be protected and honored. And I failed to do that. Everything I tried to force or manipulate ended up creating the exact opposite of what I truly wanted. I just wanted us to work. I wanted us to last. There's a part of me, a darker part, that I didn't want you to see. My shadow side. I tried so hard to keep it hidden because I was scared of what you might think if you saw the real me, flawed, broken, scared. I thought if I showed you my weaknesses, you'd walk away. So I hid. I lied. I pretended I had it all under control. But the truth is, I didn't. I was struggling inside. Struggling with the fear of losing you, of not being good enough, of not measuring up to the love you deserve. In my attempt to avoid facing those inner battles, I distracted myself. I veered off course. I got involved in things that didn't serve me, and in doing so, I lost sight of who I was and what really mattered. I numbed the pain, thinking it would make things easier, but all it did was make the distance between us grow even wider. I drifted further away from you, from us, and even from myself. But I want you to know this, I'm not giving up. I'm not going to let the mistakes of my past define my future, or ours. I am working every single day to heal, to grow, and to find my way back. I've started confronting my own demons instead of running from them. I've been looking in the mirror and asking myself the hard questions. And while the process hasn't been easy, it's been necessary. Because I know that if I want to be the partner you need and deserve, I have to become someone who is emotionally honest, grounded, and self-aware. I am fully committed to making things right. Not just with words, but through consistent actions. I'm not here to make promises I can't keep, I'm here to show you, day by day, that I'm changing. I'm learning how to communicate with kindness instead of frustration. I'm learning to listen with the intention of understanding, not just responding. I want to rebuild the foundation of trust that I carelessly cracked. I want to show you that love doesn't have to come with fear, pain, or uncertainty. It can be safe, supportive, and uplifting. I know the road ahead won't be easy. I know it's going to take time, patience, and a lot of effort to heal what's been broken. But if there's one thing I'm sure of, it's that you are worth every step of that journey. Our love is worth fighting for. I still believe in us, in the magic we once had, and in the possibility of a future together where both of us feel seen, valued, and loved exactly as we are. So here I am, flawed but hopeful, wounded but healing. I'm standing in my truth, owning my mistakes, and asking for the chance to make things right. I want to be better, not just for you, but for me, and for the love we shared that still lives in my heart. I'm ready to nurture that love again, to let it blossom in new, healthier ways. And if you're willing to meet me halfway, I promise I'll never stop doing the work to keep our connection alive and thriving. Because without you, life truly does feel incomplete. Your partner is yearning to reconnect with you in a way that goes far beyond surface-level feelings. They miss you deeply, not just your presence, but the comfort, understanding, and emotional connection that came with it. There's a strong sense within them that something significant has been missing ever since the two of you drifted apart. Now, more than ever, they feel drawn back to you, as if an invisible thread is pulling them toward a love that was always meant to be. It's become clear to them that you are the one they've been searching for all along, the person who truly sees them for who they are, beyond the masks, fears, and past mistakes. They've done a lot of reflecting, and in that process, they've realized how rare and meaningful your connection truly is. No matter what they've tried to fill the void with, nothing compares to the way they felt when they were with you. You brought a unique kind of peace into their life, and now they find themselves longing to experience that again. They want to reach out to you, not just with casual words or vague intentions, but with a heartfelt plan to rebuild what you once had and to take it even further. In their heart, they've already envisioned asking you out on a date, not just any date, but one where they can genuinely open up and create a deeper, more soulful connection. They no longer want to just scratch the surface. They want to understand every part of you, your past experiences, your current mindset, your hopes, fears, and dreams for the future. They are curious about what shaped you, what drives you now, and what you aspire to become. This isn't a fleeting interest, it's a desire to be fully present in your life and to walk beside you with genuine love, curiosity, and commitment. What makes this realization even more powerful for them is the understanding that happiness, for them, has always been tied to you. With you, they felt accepted in a way they never had before. You didn't judge them, you embraced their flaws, encouraged their growth, and celebrated their strengths. In your presence, they found not only love but also safety, a rare and precious combination that they now see as irreplaceable. You were their safe harbor in a chaotic world, and now they want nothing more than to return to that space of comfort, acceptance, and emotional intimacy. They've also started to recognize the incredible potential that exists between you. Being with you doesn't just make them feel emotionally fulfilled, it inspires them to grow. They believe that with you, they can reach new heights, both spiritually and physically. You challenge them in the best way possible. Your presence uplifts them, motivates them, and brings out the version of themselves they've always wanted to become. They see a future where you grow together, individually and as a couple, evolving through life's challenges and triumphs hand in hand. To your partner, you are more than just a source of comfort or romance, you're a kind of lucky charm. They've noticed that when you're around, things seem to flow better. Opportunities feel more abundant, and life has a certain spark that fades when you're not by their side. They can't explain it fully, but they feel it deeply. It's as though your connection carries a kind of divine energy, a spiritual bond that transcends ordinary relationships. Now, they've reached a turning point. They no longer feel like they can deny or run from this connection. The reality of their feelings, and the depth of the bond you share, has become impossible to ignore. They feel that resisting it only leads to more pain and confusion. It's as if life has placed them at a crossroads, and the only path that feels right is the one that leads back to you. They're not approaching this lightly. This is not about nostalgia or loneliness, it's about awakening to a truth that has been waiting in their heart all along. They are ready to embrace this connection, not as a fleeting moment but as something sacred and lasting. They're prepared to put in the effort, to heal what's been broken, and to build something beautiful from the ground up. They want to co-create a future where honesty, trust, passion, and mutual growth are at the core. Your partner has come to see this relationship as something divinely orchestrated, something that was meant to evolve, deepen, and flourish over time. Ultimately, they are hoping you'll feel the same pull, that you'll recognize this connection for the rare and powerful gift that it is. They know they can't force your heart, but they believe that if given the chance, they can show you just how much you mean to them, and how committed they are to building a life with you. Their heart is open, their mind is clear, and their soul is ready to walk this path of love with you once more.